Alright, yeah, I'm working on the Ford again today. Another wet day, man. We haven't been able to catch a break with this weather, but what I did here is actually what I'm going to do today is I'm going to grind this down and check that crack out. I'm going to have to take this snubber off, or whatever they call that. But in one of our earlier videos when I did a brake job, my buddy George mentioned something. The Shade Tree Mechanic or something. Shade Tree Fix-It Man, that's what it is. Shade Tree Fix-It Man George. He brought up a point. He said on these brakes, let me take that off. I know I was going to have to take these off again because I put the new spring and clip in there. I didn't like that one. But he mentioned that on the brakes, the pads are different sizes, and he says the long one goes on the back. And on this one, I seem to have lucked out because I did put the long one on the back. You know, when you're doing videos and stuff like that, sometimes you overlook stuff. But this shoe is the long one, and this one here is the short one. So I don't know if I lucked out or it was the other side he's seen. So this side is okay. And somebody also mentioned about a crack in the hub, but that's just somebody hit it with a hammer or something. So that's okay, you know, on the brake. But I appreciate people mentioning stuff like that because I can't see everything. So I'm going to grind this down and take the snubber off and take care of that. And then before I put the jack away, I'm going to check the other side. So alright, let's see if we can do that. Alright, here's that crack in the frame right here. I don't know how well you can see it because I got bad glare on this screen right now, but that's a pretty bad crack. It's actually separating on the bottom. So let me go around the other side and we'll look at it. All right, here's the other side. Like I said, I can't tell how well you guys could see it, but the crack goes all the way up here, then it goes down here around that hole, and then it goes off to the side here. So that's pretty substantial. You know, when I see something like this, it always makes me wonder. You know, the guy that did this, he apparently thought he knew how to design this truck better than the engineers at Ford, and the millions of dollars they spent to make this truck right. But he thought it would be a better idea to have that axle banging up against the frame every time it hit a bump. And I don't know if you can see it from here, but that crack is so big you can actually see daylight through it. And what that would do, that was just going to go travel up to that hole there and just crack the whole ass end of the truck off. So yeah, I'd love to meet that guy and ask him. Alright, let me clean that up so I can get my welder on it. Alright, got that cleaned up pretty good, and I even grooved it out. By grooving it, it helps get better penetration, plus it also cleans it out a little better. I used my Dremel on that with the carbide tips. Yeah, a lot of you guys asked me about them. You know, they work pretty good. You know, and they hold up too. And I'll throw a link in the description for you guys if I can find one. Let me check the other side. Yeah, by grooving it like that too, it'll give a little dirt bike a little easier time finding that crack. Alright, I'm gonna put the wheel on and let it down, and then I'm gonna come back and check the brake on this side. Alright, I'm over here checking this other brake, and this one here is the right way too. I mean, this is the long pad, and here's the short pad. And I appreciate you mentioning that, George. I don't know whether it was on here you thought you seen it or on the bench, but on the bench it's possible. You know, when I was playing around, I was going to hook it up to the wrong one, but I didn't consciously make this decision to do this. This is just purely luck. Maybe subconsciously I put them that way from remembering years back. But I appreciate you bringing that up. And it wasn't that tough to recheck them. I mean, I didn't even have the wheels bolted all the way on. They're just sitting on there. So I appreciate that. Alright, I don't know what I'm going to do next, but I'll find something. There's plenty of work here. Alright, while I got you here, I might as well address a few of the comments. A lot of you guys are saying, you know, I should, on the front end here, you know, put a Mustang front end on and a, you know, a Crown Vic. I know they're all possibilities and everything, but I didn't buy this to restore this truck. I just bought this to tool around with, so I wouldn't keep putting miles on the Tacoma over there, you know, and something that I could drive to the engine shows, throw an engine in. So, you know, I'm not restoring this. I'm doing a body wreck only because I have to, and I'll paint it because I have to. But I initially didn't want to do that. I just wanted a turnkey, but we stumbled on this, you know, because somebody's going to say, oh, you should, you know, sandblast it and take the cab off and paint the frame and paint the rear and do all of that. I'm just fixing stuff that's broke. Somebody said, you know, aren't you going to do the wheel seals? You know, I mean, not the wheel seals, but the axle seals. You know, they're not leaking. You know, so I'm not going to do them. Like I said, I'm not restoring this. It's just going to be a driver. That's all. You know. So that's it. But I appreciate the comments. You know, but I'm just letting you know. You know, it's just going to be a beater. It's not going to be a show truck. All right. Keep sending them comments in, and let's see what else we can do on this thing. All right. Getting late in the day. The sun finally came out. Dried things up a little bit. That's nice. It's cool out here, but I don't feel like getting into anything big right now. So what I'm going to do is, we took the taillights out when we took the bed off. We didn't have to, but we did anyway. And good thing, because when they painted the truck, they thought it was a good idea to paint the reflectors inside here. It's a shame because you can't get these anymore. So I'm going to try and clean these up. You can get this foam, but you can't get that reflector anymore. And you get the tail light. It's a shame. There's a nice original Ford tail light here, and they drilled a hole in it and put one of these blue diamonds in there, or whatever they call it, and it's all rusted up. So I got a new pair of them. But like I say, you can't buy these new anymore. So I should be able to clean that up. Maybe just a little lacquer thinner or acetone or something. Probably peel that right out. So let's see what we can do with them. Matter of fact, I think I'll turn the air on and close the door. Alright, yeah, I got the reflectors here, and I twisted out. These just twist right out. I don't know, maybe I'll buy new ones, maybe I won't. They really don't, they're not in bad shape, they just have a little paint on them. But yeah, I got some acetone and put it on here, and I thought it would bubble right up. But this must be urethane. I'm surprised, you know, they put that kind of paint on that truck. I haven't tried lacquer thinner here. I got lacquer thinner, and I put that on there, and that ain't doing anything either. So if this was enamel or acrylic enamel, you know, this stuff would start bubbling and shrinking and stuff like that, but that's not having any effect on it. I didn't want to hit it with a wire wheel. I was just going to soften it up and hit it with a soft brush. You know, because I wanted to keep that reflective stuff in there original, but I don't know if we're going to be able to do that. Like I say, you can't buy these. And this one here is a little rusted up, so maybe I'll wire wheel it, and if I have to, I'll spray it silver, reflective silver. But we'll see. I think for now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw these in the parts bucket, you know, that has alcohol and gas in it. And I'll let that sit for a day or two and see. Sometimes that bubbles stuff up. You know what? Maybe I'll try some oven cleaner. I got it right over here. And that's lye. In fact, I'm going to try it while you're here. I didn't think about it. That's another paint remover that most people don't know about. Oy, oy, oy. Oh, that stuff's strong. Yeah. I was using that to clean grease off of the axle. That's another trick body men use, you know. Takes grease off of the oven. It also takes grease off of parts. So that stuff worked pretty good. But like I say, whew, it smells good too. It's lemon limey, but it'll choke you. I just happened to have the fan blowing right on me, so that's why I caught a whip of that. But anyway, I'll see how that does, and one way or another we'll get that paint off of there. So I don't know how long this video is, but I think we're gonna call it done. Alright, see you guys in the next one. Alright, hey, before you guys leave, here's another tip. You stick this with oven cleaner. This is just cheap stuff. It's the same stuff as Easy Off. You know what I mean? It's, if you read the ingredients, the ingredient is lye. They call it something else, but it's actually lye. But anyway, if you put it in a plastic bag, it'll actually last longer, won't dry out, and it'll keep working a lot longer. So that's another tip. Then you don't have to smell it either. So alright, I'm gonna leave that. Maybe I'll leave it overnight and then see what happens. Alright, we're out of here. Alright, it's the next day here. I had this soaking in the oven cleaner, the lye, and it did affect it a little bit, not much though. I'll try and turn this towards the camera. Right down in here, it did, but other than that, it really didn't affect it. But what I thought was rust down here was probably just rust off of the nut or bolt that held this in. And this is actually galvanized here, and I don't know if you guys know that, but paint won't stick to galvo. So even though the oven cleaner didn't work, this is just peeling right up. See, I don't want to damage it. I think I want to keep that galvanized thing, because that's the reflective part of this. So even the black comes off nice. So if I just dick around with this a little bit, I'll be able to clean this up. But let me show you the other one here. The other one I didn't mess with yet. This is exactly what it looks like. Yeah, when you're messing with this oven cleaner and stuff, make sure you wear glasses and gloves, because this is nothing to fool with, nothing to play with. I don't know if you can see the inside here, but see the way it. This is what I thought the whole thing would be like. You know, I'll be able to take it off like that, but not the case. If this had been acrylic enamel or straight enamel, it would have bubbled all this paint would have bubbled right off. It would have fell off. But like I say, this stuff that looks like rust here, I don't think that's rust. I think that's from the bolt here. We'll see. I think that might be rust. Yeah, that's rust. My bad. Over on this one it wasn't though. This here cleaned up nice. You know, this looks like rust and stuff, but it's just actually paint. But anyway, it was worth a try. Now I know, at least now I know I can get this off if I have to. You know, look at that's coming off nice. Look at that. You see, that's just because paint don't stick to galvanized. I don't know if you ever noticed, like on the old cars, right around the rain gutters under the windshield wipers and stuff, that's always peeling. It's because that's galvanized too. So, alright, I think I'll be able to clean these up. So let me play with these and I'll show you what they look like when we're done. Alright, yeah, I'm making pretty good progress here. I got them almost like 85% done. I got to do a little bit on the bottom here, and same with this one, a little bit on the bottom. But I think I am going to have to wind up painting these, because this one does have rust on it, you know, and the galvanized is gone. And then even where the galvanized isn't gone, it's all powdery and stuff here. So, but I'm looking at it and I'm wondering, you know, I thought that Ford would use this as a reflector, but I think it might have been black. You know, from looking at that paint, that paint is thin and it's shiny. You know, it doesn't look like an aftermarket paint job there. So, so you Ford guys, let me know. I mean, are they supposed to be black in here? It doesn't make sense, but that might have been one of Ford's better ideas. Maybe they didn't want this taillight to be all that bright. Maybe the bulb was bright enough with the black inside. Yeah, Jim, not too fast for me. You got an old Ford. Go take the taillight off and check it out for me. Maybe a couple of other guys, let me know. What color? Should it be silver or black? I don't know. Alright. Let me finish doing this.
enough of this.